Hi everyone. As I told you outside, I'm interviewing Austin Morelos today. I met him when he was 15, right?
Yes.
In Kaiho High School. I was working at Kaiho High School as an English teacher, and then I moved to Okizemi, and he was studying to get into the medical department of Ryukyu University, right?
Yes.
Right. So, can you just tell me a little bit about your career? How you decided to go to the medical department and all those kind of things?
Okay. So before med school, when I was still in Okizemi,
Yeah.
I was at home late night watching TV,
Uh-huh.
and there was this show called Tamonikura.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, in some episodes, they would show just footage of trains and stuff. You know?
Right.
I'm not interested in that. So I flipped the channel, and on NHK, there was this show called ER.
Oh right. Yeah. The American show, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And that caught my attention, and I would notice every week I was gravitating towards ER. I wasn't staying up late to watch Tamonikura, but I was watching ER. And that's when I thought, oh, okay, this is what I want to do.
Wow.
And become a doctor.
Just because of a television program?
Because of a television show, yes.
That's really interesting.
But, you know, at that young age, when I was still, I believe, 17 or 18, I was still in high school.
All right.
So,
Okay.
yeah, you know, high school kids.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and after that, it took me 3 tries, but because of Okizemi, I was successful.
Right.
And was able to get into UGA.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So when you first entered Kaiho, you weren't thinking about going to med school?
No, not really. I mean, kids who do good in math and science, the pinnacle goal is kind of, you know, in Japan, med school.
Right, right.
It's automatic.
Yeah.
If you're good at science and math, and you're smart, med school.
Right.
So there was an idea of it, but not really.
Right.
I was into mechanics, you know, all kinds of stuff, machines. My grandfather, he had his own shop, a company.
Oh, okay.
And he was into die casting.
Oh, right.
So, you know, I went there a lot when I was at a younger age and saw all these machines. So I was into, you know, all kinds of moly stuff.
Right, yeah.
So before high school, well, not really. No.
Oh, okay.
But there wasn't, you know,
An inkling.
Kind of. Yes.
Right, yeah. Okay, so it was thanks to a TV program.
Yes.
That's thanks to NHK.
Yes.
Right? Thanks to America for making the program. That's a very popular program in the UK also.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, okay. So then you couldn't, I don't know if this is a good thing to say, you didn't get into med school when you were still in high school. So then you had to start studying at a Juku, and you chose Okizemi in the end.
Yes.
What kind of good memories do you have of Okizemi, or strange memories, or anything that you can tell us about?
Okay. Now, okay, I failed the first time, so now I'm entering Ronin.
Right.
Okay. Now, even in high school, my teachers told me that you have a chance of getting in med school.
Right.
My grades weren't like all the way down. They were kind of in that area where you can aim for med school.
Okay.
So my thought was, okay, I got a year, so I'll just, you know, relax.
This is after high school?
After high school, first year Ronin.
Okay.
So I'm just going, you know, I just need to do a little bit and maybe, you know, brush up my Japanese skills.
Right.
And I'll be fine. But nope. I didn't make it a second try. And then my father told me, hey, okay, your first try in high school, you didn't get in. Your second try, first year only, you didn't get in. You get one more try and that's it.
Okay.
So I did my research, and I thought my problem was the Juku I was going to before, I was the smartest kid there. There was no competition.
Oh, right.
So that too, you know, it didn't really help me because, okay, I'm the smartest kid here. I only need to do a little bit more, and then I didn't make it. So I went out for competition. And when I did my research, Oki Zemi had the longest history.
Right.
And there were many of my friends who went here or who were going to go here. So that's why I chose here.
Right.
And now the good part about Oki Zemi was, as I thought, competition.
Right.
Because now I'm in Oki Zemi and I'm not the smartest kid anymore.
Right.
Right off the bat, I know he's better at math than me, he's better at science. I might have been the best in English, but that's not enough.
Right.
So yeah, that was very helpful for me, and I think that was the best part of Oki Zemi.
Right. The best part of Oki Zemi, not me.
Well, yeah.
Sorry, I have to do a bit of PR. Okay, so that's interesting. So you needed that kind of the motivation wasn't there when you were feeling like you were the best. So that we often hear that. So students that maybe if they're the only student in their school that's trying to get into Tokyo University, and they don't have that kind of input from other students, it's really difficult to keep the motivation going. And they come in here and we tell them, hey, you're not going to pass if you keep going this way. Suddenly their scores go up. So that's really interesting. Okay, thanks for that. That's interesting. So now then you got into med school, and of course you have to study all the types of medicine, right? While you're there. But then at some point you have to decide what kind of doctor you want to become, right? Your field, right? Your specialist field. So you're, how would you say this in English? Can you tell our viewers?
A cosmetic surgeon.
Cosmetic surgeon, okay. So why did you decide to go into that area?
Okay, this is a long story too. So 6 years of med school.
Right.
When I first get in, I'm still watching ER.
Right.
So I want to be an emergency room doctor.
Okay.
I want that, what should I say?
Rush?
That rush.
Right, yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking of. But when I'm studying medicine, I get to know that the medicine in ER is pretty much just not patch-up work, but just to
keep the person alive?
Keep them alive,
right.
And hand them to the specialist.
Okay.
Which is, of course, very important.
Of course.
I'm not saying anything bad about it.
Right.
It wasn't what I was into. I wanted to go, not all the way, but I want to know more. I want to know more about the disease. It didn't really feed my hunger for knowing.
Right.
So
the same as when you were in the first year after the high school, right?
Yes. Yes. So then I got interested into a field called pathology.
Okay.
And this is a field where we go deep into like cellular movement and all, and we explain how the disease is it develops at a very like microscopic level, and we use a lot with the microscope.
Right.
And there's not much like patient interactive.
Okay.
So interaction.
Because you're studying the disease itself.
Right. So then I had to get away from that
again, right?
Again. And I was always told that you had good hands. We'd have these, not just tests, but there are sessions where we are given, okay, you give a scalpel, this and this, and the instructor will tell us, okay, cut here and patch it up.
Oh, right, okay.
On a practice.
Your surgery skills.
Yes.
Right, okay.
And I was always able to do it.
Oh, right.
Pretty much at my first try. While others were, kind of like, having a hard time.
Right, yeah.
But, so I always knew myself too. I had good hands.
Right.
And then I got interested in surgery, but I wanted to do more work that has to do with cosmetics.
Okay.
That's why I got into cosmetic surgery.
Right. And it's when you're doing cosmetic surgery, the way you cut and the way you patch things up can be life-changing.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's the...
So the patient will have to live with that result for their whole life. We can do revision, surgery as well, but that has its limits.
And that's not a good advertisement for your clinic either, is it? So we often on the internet, on YouTube, you can see lots of different people who've had bad cosmetic surgery and how that can just ruin their life because they went to get their face made better, improved, and they come out looking worse than they did before, right? Okay, so it's a very important field of surgery.
And it does give us that thrill as well, that rush,
right?
Because we're at the moment, we're in the moment.
Yeah.
And it's also because life-changing.
Right.
I can see them throughout the course, you know, I have that answer.
Right.
I know whether I did a good job.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, it feeds all of my hungers.
Right. That's great. Wow, so every day is...
Well, we don't do surgery every day.
Right, but you're in a field where you can feel that you're actually doing something.
Yes.
So, right, that's cool. That's very interesting. Okay, so at the moment, Okizemi also, we're in the middle of the corona pandemic. We have to wear masks, we're distancing. How is it working in a clinic, in that kind of, where you have to be very careful about bacteria, germs, all those kind of things, plus the coronavirus? Has it been very difficult, or is it basically the same? You just have to make sure that everyone's taking the right precautions.
Well, we didn't necessarily treat COVID patients.
Right,
of course.
Yeah.
But so compared to those in that field, it's very different.
Right.
But even though cosmetic surgery isn't necessary,
Right.
there are people who need care,
Right.
who need constant care. So we couldn't just close the clinic. So we had to open. But the thing is, okay, patients who come, first we have to think about patient-to-patient care, you know,
Right.
to have them socially distance,
Right.
and take care of all the doorways everywhere they may touch. So the management of that itself was very difficult because we can't be by them all the time.
Right.
We don't know where they touched
Right.
or what they didn't.
Yeah.
So to manage that, yes, it was very difficult. And inside the workplace too, you know, at a backyard where they eat their lunch, we had to separate them with like every 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Only you in the room.
Okay.
And after that, wipe it up, sanitize it. And then, okay, next.
Wow.
Next. So all those little things, the management was very difficult.
Yeah, right.
And actual care too, you know.
Right.
Masks on the patient too, but they need to take their masks off,
of course,
to see. So it was kind of before we had an idea of what COVID is, or what it, not, how should I say? We didn't panic,
right?
But it was very difficult because I knew the nurses and everyone else, they had to take care of the patient with their masks off.
Right.
So it was kind of difficult to know that, but they need to do it.
Right.
I had to tell them to do it. So, yeah.
It's different. It must be difficult if you're having face surgery.
Yes.
To then put a mask over it. That's not good for the healing, right?
No.
Right. It's better to have it open. Right. So that must. Yeah, I can see the problem there. Wow. Okay. So yeah, we've had the same kind of things. We have to make sure that all the students are wearing masks, but not only when we're teaching them, but when they're in the study rooms.
Yes.
Or when they go to the toilet, or when they go outside, and it's, you know, the same kind of idea. But I would think that in a clinic, you have to be doubly careful.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So you're a surgeon. You're busy.
Yes.
So now you said you don't go to Fukuoka. You were going to Fukuoka before,
yes.
But now you're based in Okinawa, right? Yes. So you must be busy.
Yes.
How do you balance your family life and your work life? What kind of things do you make sure you're doing?
Prioritize my time. I mean, I have a lot of hobbies.
Right.
I like
For example?
I like music.
Music, okay.
I'm into golf now.
Oh,
I like taking photographs.
right.
There's so many things on my mind,
Okay.
but I need to put that aside sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when everyone's asleep late at night, when it's my time, I can do what I want.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's not my time. It's for my children, it's for my patients,
Right.
it's for my wife,
Yeah.
family. You know, it's not my time. So when I got to learn that, when I understood that, that's when I was able to, you know, prioritize. Because before I had my kids, it was all about me.
Right.
University, you know, what I want, what I want to eat, what I want to do. But after I had kids, now anymore it's not about
It changes, right.
It really changed
Mm-hmm.
naturally. So it's not.
Did you change?
I think so,
Okay.
in a good way, I hope.
Yeah.
But yeah, it taught me that, like I said, it's not always about me.
Right.
Only at night.
Only at night time, right. Yeah, okay, yeah, I get that. Okay, so now there may be some people watching
Okay.
who are in medical school,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they, maybe the first year, second year, third year, we don't know. And they're, you know, they're having trouble. Can you give them any advice? I don't know what kind of trouble they could be having, but it's something that you realized while you were in med school that you could maybe share with them.
In med school right now?
In med
or
school
before
right
med
now.
school?
Right now in med school.
In med school?
Yeah.
Just look around at your friends.
Oh,
That's it. Because, okay, there's about 100 students
Right.
in 1 year,
Right.
in 1 grade. And if you're having trouble, just look around because everyone is too.
oh, okay.
And you're not the only one
Right.
who's probably having trouble with your academics, or I don't know, love life, or I don't know. But
Right.
there's someone there that can help
Okay.
because they're going through the same exams,
Yeah.
the same early morning rounds, all
Mm.
that, and there's someone there that should be able to help you.
Okay.
But also, you can realize that they're able to do it.
Right.
There's 99 other kids,
Mm.
men and women, who are able to do it.
Right.
Shouldn't you be able to do it too?
Right.
Right?
There's that confidence.
Yes. And now, I don't want to push anyone who's maybe being, what should I say,
Struggling?
struggling like mentally
Right.
in an illness way.
Yeah, right.
I'm not saying that if they need help, they should get help.
Right,
but
right.
if
But
it's
that's the
just-
same thing, right?
Well, yeah.
If you're struggling mentally, then you should get help. If
Yes,
you're struggling
yes.
just normally with studies and stuff, then this must be someone around
Yes,
you who
yes.
has the same kind of problems. So it's just reaching out.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Cool.
Because there's 99 other people who are doing it, and yeah.
They're not all perfect.
No, they're not. No.
Right.
No.
Except you, right? You're perfect, right? Yeah, of course. Okay. Thanks. That's really good advice. I think even for the people trying to get into university, they all think, oh my God, I can't do English, I can't do math, I can't do this. But there are other people around them that are having exactly the same troubles. So it's important to speak to your teachers, speak to your the same level student, the same students, or even students who, like if you're in university, speaking to people in the years above you.
That too.
That's also good.
That's
help,
a great
right?
idea too.
Yeah.
Because kids who get into med school, obviously they're academically, they're up there.
Right.
So they've been treated as being the smartest kid, pretty much. But that doesn't mean they can do everything perfectly. That doesn't mean they know everything.
Right. Right.
There's always going to be something that they cannot do.
Yeah.
And when they hit that wall, it's important to know that, okay, it's okay to not know this.
Right.
It's okay to not be perfect. I'll just have someone help me.
Right.
I'll ask for advice or help or no.
Yeah.
It's okay to be a failure sometimes.
Right. Yeah. So I remember when you were in Kaiho,
Yes.
and we had a bit of a time where you didn't want to speak to me.
Kind of.
And I would, but it was, that was that kind of time. And everyone has that kind of time. And then after a while, you actually came to me, I remember. at school, you started talking to me again. So I think it's important for us as well as teachers and at the university, if you see someone who's having trouble, even if you try to help them, sometimes they don't want the help right then, but they will. So just letting them know. So if you see someone who's struggling, then you should just keep telling them it's okay to come and talk to me if you want to, right? Yeah. Okay, thanks very much. That's really good. Okay, so I have 10 questions. So these are 10 questions from a famous French interviewer. And this was used in America as well for interviews with famous people, actors. But I wanted to use it here as well because it's a really good set of questions just to get an idea of what kind of person you are. Okay, so you have to answer as quickly as possible. So it's not a race, but just the first thing that comes into your head when you hear the question, say it, okay? So, here we go, okay? But I want to talk about your answers as well.
Okay.
So, the first one. What's your favorite word?
My favorite word? Favorite word? I don't know if I can say this on camera.
Just try it and we'll cut it out if we can't use it.
It starts with F.
Oh, okay. No, you can't say that on camera.
No, right?
Okay, so that's a bad word, but that's your favorite. Why is that your favorite word?
Not favorite, but it's like the first emotional outburst word, you know.
Right.
So not
good and bad, right?
Good and bad, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily favorite, but I guess most used.
Right.
I don't say it out loud, but even in my mind.
Right. Yeah, right. Okay, so that comes up later as well, so. Okay, what's your least favorite word?
My least favorite word? You mean word or phrase?
Word. Well, you can say phrase if you want to.
後悔.
Oh. Why did you choose Japanese?
Regret.
Which do you hate? You don't like the kokai part.
Yes.
Regret you don't mind.
No,
not so much.
No.
Kokai is the worst word. Why is that?
It's meaningless.
It's meaningless. Okay.
I mean, there's so many things that you should have done, you could have done, you would have done, but okay,
you
what
did
about
it.
Yeah,
Right.
It's done.
Right.
Okay, whatever.
Right.
You got today, you got tomorrow. Just
Right.
move on, do what you can.
And improve.
And improve, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Keep going. That word itself, it gives an escape for people who don't want to move forward.
Right.
To me, and I don't. I have things that I do regret, yes, but I'm not like, what should I say? They don't drag me back.
Right.
They don't keep me.
They don't hold you back.
No,
Right.
no.
Yeah.
That thought itself is kind of easy.
Yeah. Okay. That's a very good advice. I think everyone should take that advice. Okay. I don't want you to go into your kind of private life here, but what turns you on? So, in other words, what makes you happy, the most happy? And I'm not talking about what you're imagining right now. What turns you on is like, music.
Oh, okay.
Those kinds of things.
Okay.
Spiritually,
Spiritually.
emotionally, what turns you on?
I guess the truth in anything, really.
Wow.
Even, when you're talking with someone,
Yeah.
it's books. Right?
Okay, we can't use that.
But, it's
Right.
just lip service.
Right. Lip service, that's better.
And that kind of turns me down.
Right, of
Like,
course.
okay,
Turns you
whatever.
off, yeah.
But when I know this person is genuine, like you were to
Right,
me,
right.
when I know this person is trying to reach out, or not just a person, anything out there,
Right.
in service or whatever, when I know that it's true,
Right.
they're true to themselves,
Mhm.
then that really, it catches me.
Right,
And
yeah.
Yeah,
That's true. So you can, in Japan, the Japanese service industry is really good. It's
Yeah,
good. It's
yeah.
amazing compared
Yes,
to the
yes.
rest of the world. But there is that kind of just right the facade. But sometimes when you go into like a restaurant or something, they actually really seem to care,
Yes, yes.
and that is the difference,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
And you, most of the times you can tell, that
Yeah.
this person is just doing this for the job,
Right.
or, oh, they really care.
Right. Yeah. And they're proud of their service,
Yes,
of
yes.
their products and
Yes.
those kind of things. Yeah. That's right. Good. I love it. Okay. So, what turns you off?
Well, I guess the opposite of what I just said,
Right, okay.
fake
Fake.
stuff.
Yeah.
Materials too, anything that feels cheap or fake,
Right.
or the person
Right.
who seems fake.
Yeah. It's the worst.
I don't want it.
Right. That's cool. Me too. Good. Okay. So, what sound or noise do you love? So not music, just a sound. When you hear this sound or a noise, which one?
Right now,
Right now.
I'm not right now.
In your life right
in
now.
in my life right now is when I hit the ball right in the center with the golf club.
Oh, okay. Right.
That sound.
But that's right when you know that you've got the way you wanted to hit it.
You know when you hear it
Right.
at that moment.
Okay.
Oh, it's going straight.
Okay. That's cool. That's good. Yeah. Okay. So what sound or noise do you hate?
Sounds. Ventilation.
Right.
I want to turn it off
Right. Yeah.
or not be able to hear it.
So like the air conditioners as well. All those kinds of like the mechanical sounds.
Yes, when there's something, when it's quiet and it's supposed to be silent, and when there's something, even the smallest thing was going, I need to stop it.
Right, cool. Yeah, I don't know them either. Okay, so number 7 was going to be what is your favorite curse word, but I think we decided so. Okay, so number 8, this is interesting. I'll be interested to hear your answer on this one. What profession, so what job, other than the one now,
Yes,
would you like to do? Would you like to do?
a pilot.
A pilot. Wow.
That was my
Okay.
first dream,
Right.
to be a pilot.
Hmm.
But I have allergies,
Oh, right.
I have asthma,
Okay.
I have good eyes,
Right.
but I think that would have made me fail the
Right. So you.
qualifications.
Right. Yeah.
So
It's
I
pretty strict, right?
Yes,
The health test.
gave that up. But
Okay.
yeah, pilot,
Right.
aviation.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So, what profession would you not like to do?
I don't know if you call this a profession, but any kind of soldier.
Oh, okay.
Now I have a father who was in the military,
Right.
and I don't want to speak down on him in any way, but
Right.
just the idea of maybe having, you may have to go to a war zone
Right.
at any time when called upon.
No.
No way.
No way. Okay. Last question. If heaven exists, okay, we have to imagine it exists, okay? So it doesn't matter about your beliefs, just if it exists. What would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the gates? What would you like God to say to you? Like, so you die, you go to heaven, you're at the entrance to heaven. What do you want God to say to you? The first words.
I've been watching you.
Oh! Why?
Because I think he is.
Okay.
Well, I'm not a strong believer or anything. I'm not into religion, but I think there's some kind of high power
Right.
that we don't understand.
Okay.
And I think something he or she, whatever.
Mm.
I think there's something that watches us.
So I've been watching you, and that's why you're in heaven. That means you're a good person, right? Okay, I think you're a good person too. Okay, I think it was really interesting. I was surprised by a lot of your answers.
Really?
Yeah. Because they were so mature,
Wow.
and I can see that you've grown a lot. So it's really when you're in the education, this education field, and one of your students comes back and they've become an actual person who's actually doing stuff
Yes.
and thinking and contributing. it's such a good feeling, and that's why I love this job. That's why I love my job. So yeah, it's been great talking to you again. Yeah. So I think that will be the end of our talk today. If you'd like to give one final message to the people who are now, they've left Okizeme, they're going out into the world, just any words of wisdom that you would like to give them.
Okay. I'll go back to when I first entered Okizeme. Anyone needs to be, what should I say? I think everyone needs a humbling experience.
Okay.
You know, to show them where they are in this world. And Okizeme gave that to me.
Okay.
And I was very fortunate to have that chance to be taught by you and many other instructors. So whoever's out there, you know, thinking, how do I get better, or how to improve their life, just put yourself in that environment.
Right.
Don't always try to be on top. Just be yourself and learn from others around you.
Right.
And reach out for help when you need it. And yeah, I think you'll be all set.
Cool. That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Right.
It's been really good talking to you again. これ第1回ですけど、これからだんだんいろんな卒業生と話していきますので、ぜひ登録してくださいね、このチャンネルで。これからもモレロさんがね、活躍していく、家族も大事にしながら仕事を頑張ってください。お願いします。
はい、ありがとうございました。
今日はありがとうございました。また第2回見てくださいね。手を振ってあげてくださいね。ありがとうございます。